Welcome, everyone, to our live baseball stream. We are live from Wapsie Valley Field. I'm your play-by-play announcer, Shane Kelly. It is the quarterfinals of the District 6 Championship. Today's matchup features the Postville Pirates from the Upper Iowa Conference versus our Wapsie Valley Warriors. The winner of this game, you can see the brackets on your screen there. Of this game, they'll face Janesville, who won the contest earlier against Dunkerton, 9-3. As you can see from the brackets, in the other half of the brackets, we have Southwind and Key High also advancing into the semifinals. So they will play the winner of the Janesville. The winner of that contest will play the winner of the Janesville against the winner of this game Wednesday night. So Postville comes into this game 0-18. The last time they won a game was May 24th of 2018 when they beat Clayton Ridge 18-13. Their top offensive players is Sam Jacob. He's a senior. He's got a 200 batting average. He's got a 347 on-base percentage, and he's tied for the team lead in hits with 8 of them. Also, Harder Handgardner. He's a sophomore. He's got a 195 batting average. He also has a 340 on-base percentage. He also has 8 hits and leads the team with 6 runs. Tonight's starting pitcher for Postville is Cade Downing. He's a junior. He has a 7.54 earned run average, but he has 27 strikeouts in just 13 innings pitched. So he is a very good hard thrower. I've heard that he can get his fastball up in the 80s, and he's got a very good curveball. The earned run average can be a little deceiving because Postville has had their struggles defensively. And again, he did shut down a decent Clayton Ridge team earlier in the season. He struck out 15 in that game in just 6 innings. Talked to the coach before the game, Zach Corsby. He's excited to play a game outside their old conference. This is the first time they've played all season a non-conference opponent. He's looking for big pitching out of Cade Downing. He's hoping that he'll throw strikes, and he obviously wants to see his bats get it going. Wapsie's coming into this game 22-12. They are coming off of a tough loss to Janesville last Thursday night, 7-4. The top offensive players for the Warriors is Tucker Ladberg. He's a junior. He's got a 426 batting average, a 519 on-base percentage, and a 602 slugging percentage. He's tied for third in Class 1A with 46 hits. Justice Kelly, he's a senior. He's got a 393 batting average. He's got a 496 on-base percentage, and he leads Class 1A in singles with 42, and he's also tied with Tucker in hits for third in state in Class 1A. Jacob Shore, he's a junior. He's got a 376 batting average. He's got a 451 on-base percentage, and he leads the Warriors in runs with 38 of them. Jackson Kuhlman, he's a senior. He's got a 330 batting average, a 400 on-base percentage. He's tied for the team lead in doubles with 12 and RBIs with 27. Tonight's starting pitcher for the Warriors is Hunter Curley. He's a freshman. He comes in tonight's contest with a 1-1 record. He's got a 1.85 earned run average. He has 36 strikeouts in just 30.1 innings pitched. Next is Costa's serving up success coach's keys to the game. Talking to Coach Jakin before the game, he wants the team to simply hit. And I emphasize that, all caps, he wants them to hit. And not just hit, but he also wants them to hit with runners in scoring position. He's looking to manufacture some runs. He also is looking for Postville to hit their way on base. Postville only has a 106 team batting average. The way they score runs is by getting on base through walks, and he wants to eliminate that tonight. Officials for tonight's contest are Donnie Brobeck and Jeff Freese, who will be the home plate umpire. No, Denny Broadbeck and Jeff Freese. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for Postville. Postville is going to lead off with Sam Jacobs at catcher, then Carter Navarro in left field. Hunter Handgardner will be at second base, batting third. Batting fourth will be Giovanni Loera. He's at first base. Batting fifth will be Harley Check in center field. Batting sixth will be Xander Martinez at shortstop. Batting seventh will be Moises Hernandez at third base. Batting eighth will be Micah Minicue, he'll be at DH. He'll be DHing for Cade Downing, who will be the pitcher. And rounding out the Pirate lineup will be Cedric Navarro, who will be in right field. Here's what Wapsie will look like defensively. In the outfield, you've got Harder in left. You'll have Bellis in center and Shore in right field. On the infield, you've got Hesse at third base, Kelly at shortstop. Second base is Hebner, and Kuhlman will be up at first base. And the battery for tonight will be Tucker Latterberg at catcher and Hunter Curley at pitcher. Game time temperatures around 85 degrees. There is a slight breeze blowing. It was blowing straight out early. Now the flag looks dud. But we'll get going here. We've got some special announcements from the Iowa High School Athletic Association, so stay tuned.
We've got a phenomenal staff, and they're very committed to not just our 360 some schools, but the 70,000 male athletes that we provide programs for. That's what we try to keep in focus as much as possible, and that keeps us going. That's the fuel that kind of makes that train run.
Been with the Athletic Association 22 years, currently one of the assistant directors under Mr. Keating, and serve in the capacity working with our student outreach services, and also am the bowling administrator, former golf administrator, and then work with our corporate sponsors and advertisers with regard to association publications, website.
So currently I'm the administrator for football, swimming, and track and field. As part of that, it's helping schools and officials with rules interpretations, organizing the state events at our different venues, communicating with officials, hiring officials, and assigning officials for the postseason competition.
I'm the director of officials, and then I'm also the sport administrator for wrestling and golf.
I help manage all the officials in the state of Iowa and make sure they're fully registered and have all their stuff completed prior to the season's beginning and the postseason.
Right now I oversee I administer sports of basketball and soccer.
So assistant director here at State Association. I'm a sports administrator for cross country, tennis, and baseball. I do our student advisory group, and I'm one of the 3 directors that helps with eligibility.
I am an administrative assistant here at the Iowa High School Athletic Association. I help out with the enrollment in beds and participation survey and the co-op sharing agreements for schools.
My position's evolved because our communication method has switched completely online from a print driven organization that had its own print shop to now ADs online, supers online, fans online, parents online, students online. Everybody wants to see everything, so our website became our priority. Social media exploded because it had to. We've had to digitize our operations, and so as communications director, that means coming up with a lot of new things and new ways to do things.
Internal employee type things, benefits, payrolls, things like that. I do the internal financial statements.
I assist in the accounting department, so I assist Jess as the director of finance. So I deal with all our accounts receivables and our accounts payables, and I am also assisting her with the online ticketing program, Hometown Ticketing.
I specialize kind of in the student leadership realm and help Chad with some of his workshops and registration behind the scenes. I line up meals at tournaments, hotel rooms, that kind of thing for our board. I'm just kind of the one that learns a little bit of everything and helps wherever I can.
I do all the design work, and then of course print the programs and anything else that needs printed.
I think my primary roles are vision. Where do we want to go? What do we want to be to our schools and our young people? Also, be the public face of the Athletic Association, be the connection between this office and the general public.
I think people often have a misconception of how many people are in this building. I mean, even people in Boone don't understand, no, there's only 14 of us.
When you're a staff of our size, we've got to work together. You can't be in a silo, just kind of hunker down on your part of this. We've got to bounce things off of each other. We have to collaborate. We've got to share ideas, and we've got to jump in and help where we're needed. We've got a leadership meeting every week, and we make sure we go through everything and anything that we should be discussing and trying to figure out how are we going to do this. We have a lot of fun doing what we're doing. Why wouldn't we? We're around sports all day.
For me, it's important because I feel like I'm helping a child. You know, I have a child with high anxiety, and this makes a difference to a child like her. And so it's really cool to be a part of that.
But when the other states look at us and see the programs that we run, see how we run them, I think they say, you know, Iowa does it pretty well.
All right, folks, we're back. This season's live stream is sponsored by Access Systems. They are an Iowa-based company with offices across the state of Iowa and surrounding states. They feature copiers and printing solutions along with IT and phone solutions. They keep offices connected. VanDaele Insurance in Fairbank. They can help you with auto, home, health, life, crop, and commercial insurance. Talk to Amber or Chad VanDaele or any one of their fine agents. Costa Sports Bar and Grill in Fairbank. If you're looking for a nice place to watch the game or take the family out for dinner, they do it all at Costa Sports Bar and Grill. Stop in and say hi to Benny and Nita. They are terrific people, and they run a great business in Fairbank. We added 2 new sponsors for the postseason play. We've got Ozark National Life. For your life insurance needs, talk to Ryan or Joe Kleitch from Fairbank. Also, DHK Welding. If you're needing aluminum and stainless steel repair or welding and fabrication, contact Lane Hilsenbeck from Fairbank. Thank you for becoming a sponsor and supporting our Wapsie Valley Baseball live stream. Folks, if you're enjoying the live stream and own or run a business, consider being a sponsor, as there are plenty of opportunities both in baseball and in future sporting events. If you would like to make an individual donation, you can either donate to the Wapsie Valley Schools directly or at Wapsie Valley on Venmo. Contact Brett Bergman for more details. So we are going to be running through the lineup for the Wapsie Valley Warriors with our PA guy, and then we will have a special national anthem from Wapsie Valley alumni and current Iowa Hawkeye
face the flag in center field, gentlemen River caps, as we honor our nation, those who protect its freedoms and liberties, with the playing of our national anthem, performed by University of Iowa band member and Wapsie Valley graduate Asa Kelly on his clarinet.
All right, folks, we're back live. I hope everybody enjoyed that. I've got Zach Bavers in here helping me run the computer, and he was able to switch to the front camera on the computer so everybody was able to watch that. He's also going to join me tonight on the broadcast. He'll keep everything updated on the screen for you, so that way I can do what I do best, and that's just talk. Zach, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, Shane. It's a pleasure to be here. We have two good teams that I think will give us a great matchup tonight. Two really good pitchers, and both feature some great pitches that have a chance to just make some hitters look really stupid up there.
Yeah, we talked about a little bit about that in the pregame show. The Cade Downing, he's a sneaky good pitcher. Can't be fooled by his earned run average. Like I said, Postville has struggled defensively. So a lot of those earned runs could have been defensive miscues that were scored as hits. He did strike out 15 earlier in the season against Clayton Ridge. So it'll be interesting to see.
He features a little bit of a two-pitch specialist here. He's got a really good fastball, low 80s I've heard, and then really good curveball. He's kind of uses the fastball to set up the curve.
All right, leading off for the Pirates is Sam Jacobs. He's a catcher. He's their leading hitter at 200. He's got a 200 batting average and a 347 on-base percentage. He takes that first pitch for a ball. Hunter Curley's on the mound for the Warriors. He throws that pitch 73-mile-an-hour fastball, a little low. And here's a pitch. Swung on and missed for strike one on a 72-mile-an-hour fastball. The Pirates have really struggled to hit this year. That pitch is taken inside. Here's the pitch from Curley. Swung on, hit up the middle. Hebner picks it up, throws it over to first to retire Jacob for out number one.
Yeah, and Wapsie doing a little bit of a defensive kind of shift tonight. Tucker Latterberg's behind the dish at the catcher position. Jake Shore, who's the normal catcher for Wapsie, is out in right field, as well as Manny Hebner moved to second base because Kane Schmitz actually had an injury not too long ago.
That'll bring up Carter Navarro. He's their left fielder. Carter is batting .027 so far this season. He takes that first pitch for a strike. He's got a 280 on base percentage. He leads the team in walks with 9 of them. Oh, here's the pitch from Curley, missing upstairs on a 77-mile-an-hour fastball. And here's the pitch from Curley. Swung on and missed for strike two. Little bit on the outside corner. Appreciate everybody joining us tonight on the live stream. K-Way is also here, so if you need to check in on the radio, 99.3. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike three. Well, that's the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Hunter Handgardner. He's their second baseman. Hunter's batting 103 on the season. He's got a 300 on-base percentage. He leads the team in that famous hit by pitch category, the painful one. He's got 6 of them so far this season.
You can see here, he kind of sets up. He's like sort of inside on that plate there.
Takes that first pitch for a strike. He also leads the team in doubles. Guess how many he has?
2.
You've seen my sheet. Yeah, he's got 2.
He does? Oh.
That pitch is vacant for a strike. Evens our count. 2 balls. And, nope, it's 0-2.
And Wapsie's boasted one of the better pitching staffs in this in Class 1A.
Swung on and missed for strike 3. So that'll do it. And the top of the first inning for Postville. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. We'll be back here shortly. We'll have the batting lineup for the Warriors and how the Postville will line up defensively here in just a moment.
It'll come back and I'll just overlay it right away.
All right, folks, we're back. Here is the starting lineup for the Warriors. Batting first will be Justice Kelly at shortstop. Batting second is Jake Shore in right. Batting third will be Tucker Latterberg. Batting in the cleanup spot is Jackson Coolman at first base. Batting fifth is Briar Bellis in center field. Batting sixth will be Blake Hesse, the third baseman. Batting seventh is Mason Harder in left field. Batting eighth is Manny Hebner at second base. And rounding out the Warrior lineup is Hunter Curley. Defensively, Postville will look like this. In the outfield, Carter Navarro is in left. Check is in center. Cedric Navarro is in right field. On the infield, they have Hernandez at third base, Martinez at shortstop, Handgardner is at second base, and Low Era is at first base. Your battery is Downing at pitcher and Jacobs at catcher.
Something about this Postville team, they are not one of the best, or they're one of the worst teams in their conference defensively. They average about 4 errors a game, so it'll be interesting to see how well this defense behind Downing holds up tonight with a very explosive Warrior lineup.
So leading up for the Warriors is Justice Kelly. Justice comes into tonight's game with a .393 batting average. He's got a .496 on-base percentage. Like I mentioned in the pregame, he leads the state in hits and singles with 42. Tied for third in total hits with 46. He takes that first pitch upstairs, 76-mile-an-hour fastball for a ball. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike one. Kind of a check swing, but it wasn't able to hold up. Here's the pitch from Downing. Swung on, fouled off. That banged around the stands a little bit.
Something about Justice Kelly, like we said, he's a very good hitter. He's very good at getting on base, and when he's on base, he's a very big base-stealing threat.
Here's the pitch, taken outside and low for a ball. Makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, you mentioned Justice is a good hitter. He's only struck out 5 times so far this season. He's the lowest on the team in that category. He bounces that ball to the third baseman. Third baseman picks it up, and he's not going to have a play for an infield single. So that's hit number 43 for Justice. I wonder if that's a record.
One of those swinging bunts, just a little dribbler down the line.
Works.
And with how fast Justice Kelly is, there's no chance you're going to get him at first.
No, and Hernandez, he was slow getting to the ball, and he just picked it up. I think he did the right thing, just pocketing. Downing throws it over to first. Ball gets away from the first baseman, but no advance by the runner.
If you did watch our Elbanet stream, you would know that the first inning, I think it was a record for how long it took. It had like about 10 pickoffs with Kelly on first. It just would not leave him alone.
Yep, I remember that game. That game dragged on and on and on.
Yeah, it was just under 3 hours game total. I think it was about 2 hours and 53 minutes.
Here's the pitch from Downing. That ball gets away from the catcher, but Justice was going on the play, so he'll get credit for a stolen base. That is
Justice's 14th stolen base of the year.
He's only been picked off once.
He's one of the top leaders on our team for for stolen bases. I think he's behind Briar Bellis, who I think has 19, as well as I think he's also behind Jake Shore, who has 15.
So Jake is up at the bat. He's got a 376 average, takes that ball up and in. So the count's heavily in his favor now. 3 balls and no strikes.
I think if you're the hitter, if you're Jake here, you got to be expecting a fastball. So look for something to hit and drive it.
There's the pitch taken downstairs. Shore will draw a walk, his 10th of the season. And that'll bring up the Warriors' leading hitter of the season, Tucker Latterberg. He's got a .426 batting average, .519 on-base percentage, a .602 slugging. He leads the team in all 3 of those categories.
He's definitely our best hitter.
Here's the pitch from Downey. A ball smashed up the middle and through for a base hit. Rounding third is Kelly. He's going to score easily, standing up. And that'll give the Warriors a 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, just a plain and simple base hit right up the middle. Perfectly timed, right on the barrel of the bat. He shoots it into center, and that'll score Kelly. Looks like we will have a courtesy runner for the catcher. Tucker Latterberg. Looks like it'll be Caden Dana coming in. He's an 8th grader. Very, very fast.
So that'll bring up Jackson Kuhlman. Kuhlman comes in tonight's game with a .330 batting average, a .400 on-base percentage, and a .459 slugging. Here's the pitch from Downey, taken way outside for a ball. Jackson is tied for the team lead in RBIs with 27. He's tied with Shore and Latterberg in that category. Swings and misses for strike 1. That'll even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kuhlman is also tied for the team lead in doubles with 12. They called left center Jackson's alley because he's always going the opposite direction. The ball gets away from the first baseman on that pickoff attempt. So the runners will advance to second and third. And with nobody out, that'll give Kuhlman a perfect RBI opportunity.
Yeah, if he shoots one into left center, I would imagine Tom, he's going to send Dana. Tom has been known to be very aggressive with sending guys home. He's always going to look to tack on that extra run. And I would definitely imagine if Jackson gets a base hit here, he's going to send Dana with how fast Dana is.
The count's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Downing. Swung on and missed for strike 2. That'll even the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, we'd like to see Kuhlman poke one out into Jackson Alley, which is left center. Here's the pitch from Downing. A little up outside. 78-mile-an-hour heater. Still nobody out in this inning. The count has run full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. So Kuhlman is the first out of the inning, but that'll bring up Briar Bellis. Bellis is an 8th grader. Briar is batting .255 on the season. He's got a .403 on-base percentage. Our count will remain 3 balls and 2 strikes. Briar is very good at making contact. Like Babers mentions, got good plate discipline, doesn't strike out very often, takes plenty of walks. And as of late, he's been making some really good contact. Here's the pitch, swung on, up in the air and left-hand side, and it's going to get out of play.
And another thing that you can kind of pick up on is, where a batter's kind of standing in the box. With Briar, he's standing more towards the inside of the plate. His swing kind of allows him to hit that outside pitch more, gets more barrel on that outside pitch because of what his swing path is, because he stands so far in.
Briar did tell me a couple games ago that his plans are going to a Cubs game. Ryan is just sitting outside the booth here. I'm sure he's already made those plans. Got the tickets bought, I'm sure. And one for my son, too, since that's his plans for the summer. There's ball 4. Bellis will take his base. So that'll load the bases up.
Now batting third baseman
for Blake Hesse.
And I'm kind of shocked to see that the infield is going to play in. I mean, if you get a ground ball, you're going to turn two at least. Maybe you try to turn two, but maybe now see the third baseman kind of backs up.
Hesse comes in this game with a .255 batting average. You take that pitch outside for a ball. He's got a .317 on-base percentage and a .282 slugging. He's been leading the team off and on in RBIs. He's got 26 of them on the season so far. He hits that ball straight up in the air, but it's going to head over our heads and behind us in the press box. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Downing comes set, and here's the pitch. That pitch gets away from the catcher. Running home is Shore, and he's going to score standing up. Ball gets away from Downing, and that's going to allow Dana to score. So that'll push the lead to 3-0 Warriors.
And you saw that pitch. It looked like a fastball that was kind of missed his spot down and away, and he just took his glove straight off. And Dana was able to score on the overthrow.
Here's the 2-1 pitch from Downing. Swung on, fouled back. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Go ahead.
You had to think Dana, he's already rounding third, and he sees that ball gets away. He's not stopping the brakes. Tom, I know him, he's probably going to send him 95% of the time, and he did, and it really paid off.
That was good heads-up base running by Dana. That pitch is taken for strike 3 for out number 2. So that'll bring up Mason Harder. Mason's got a .229 batting average, a .354 on-base percentage.
Something about Mason Harder, this is his first season playing baseball since about 7th grade. So for him to come back and be one of the better players on this varsity team.
So Bellis took off for third base. He gets a stolen base, and then the throw from the catcher, which is Jacobs, he airmails it over the third baseman's head, and that allowed Bellis to score. So that'll give the Warriors their 4th run of the first inning. They now lead 4-0. And the bases are now cleared. That ball is hit toward the first baseman, and it gets through. That'll go as a single.
And I talked to Coach Jakin not too long ago, and he really liked the production out of Mason Harder. He says he's getting better every day. He comes to practice, he works hard, and he's getting better day by day, and slowly over time he's become one of our better players.
Yeah, Harder has been hitting the ball better the last couple of weeks, and that's to be expected as long as he's been away from baseball. That pitch is taken up and in. As I mentioned last week, Jackson Coleman was the one that recruited him to come out to play baseball. We did have a couple of players from last year's team decide not to go out this year. So Coleman went after Harder, and he decided to come out. That pitch is taken upstairs. Harder takes off for second base, and he's going to get himself a stolen base.
I definitely think with Harder being 6'4", I believe. 6'7", geez, I was wrong. Yeah, with Harder being 6'7", that tall, lanky frame really helps him when he's stealing bases.
Hebner's now batting for the Warriors. He's got a .284 batting average. He takes that pitch upstairs, makes the count 3 balls and no strikes. He gets on base .391 is his on-base percentage. He's got a runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch, taken out. Oh, taken for strike.
Just on the outer edge.
Just caught the outside corner. Makes the count 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Downing. That pitch is taken upstairs for ball 4. That's Manny's 17th walk of the season. That'll bring up the Warriors' number 9 hitter, Hunter Curley. He got his first varsity hit, it was last week. I forget which game it was. I think it was Central City. That pitch is taken upstairs for a ball. He's 1 for 10 on the season.
Yeah, and Hunter definitely has not gotten a lot of varsity reps. He's only really gotten to hit at the varsity level when he's pitching.
That pitch is taken upstairs for ball 2. He hasn't gotten consistent at-bats, which can throw off the hitter. When you're a young hitter, you need consistent at-bats, which he has been getting at the junior varsity level. And he's been hitting quite well at the junior varsity level. But hitting varsity is a little different. You take that pitch upstairs for ball 3. He's way ahead of this count, 3 balls and no strikes. So he can be selective here. Here's the pitch. That pitch is taken right over the plate for strike 1. That looked like his curveball right there.
Surprised to see a curveball 3-0. You don't see a lot of pitchers do that, but I guess when the fastball ain't working, you got to go to what you know.
Here's the pitch. That pitch gets away from Curley, and that will load the bases for Justice Kelly.
And we're kind of seeing that walk problem for Downing come into play. I mean, he hasn't had a lot of, he hasn't had too many outings where he's walked a bunch of guys. But we told you not to be fooled by that ERA, and right now it's looking like they're proving us wrong because Wapsie's just been all over this guy.
It is, and defensively we haven't seen the Pirates really make any plays though either. They've thrown the ball around. That one play, that ball that Harder hit, the first baseman could have gotten. A good first baseman would have been able to field that ball. So it does lead to extra outs being given, and that's going to inflate the earned run average because they didn't give the first baseman an error, nor should they have. It was a clean hit.
Yeah. And with Tucker getting that base hit up the middle and some wild pitches later, and now the score's ballooned to 4-0, you find yourself in a pretty big hole that you didn't want to really find yourself in the first inning.
Kelly's down 0-2, takes that pitch outside for ball 1.
That was definitely a close pitch. Good job by Kelly to lay off.
Justice has been a good 2-strike hitter. Like I mentioned the last time at bat, he's only struck out 5 times so far this season. Here's the pitch. That pitch is fouled off. He barely got a piece of it, but he stays alive.
We talked in the pregame that Coach Jacob does not want to leave runners on base, so you need to get a 2-out hit here, maybe work your count and get a 2-out walk, but you just don't want to leave any guys on base.
Here's the pitch from Downing, swung on, fouled off on the right-hand side, out of play.
Kelly's doing a good job of just spoiling most of these pitches that Downing is giving him. He doesn't really want to swing at it. He doesn't want to make solid contact because he doesn't think it'll be strong, good contact. So he's just spoiling them away, fouling them off. See another pitch.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, swung on and fouled off again. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
So this will be the 7th pitch of this at-bat, this battle between Downing and Kelly.
Here's the pitch from Downing. That ball is up and in for ball 2. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was Downing's 49th pitch of the inning already.
So even if Downing, even if Postville comes back to win this game and they move on to play Janesville, they won't be able to pitch Downing on Wednesday because he has to take 2 days off.
Yep. So the ball gets away from Jacobs, and that allowed Harder to score, making our score 5-0. Hurley and Heavner both moved up. They're on 2nd and 3rd, respectively. Here's the pitch from Downing. Swung on and hit down the first base line, but foul.
So I think this will be the 10th pitch of this at-bat. So really long at-bat, and Kelly's doing a good job of just fighting, getting his pitch count up. Downing's already at 50 pitches. See if he can work a walk.
Here's the pitch. That pitch is bounced to the plate, and that's going to be ball 4. Coming in to score is Heavner, making the score 6-0 Warriors.
The Warriors have batted around now, so Jake Shore will come back up. Looks like we'll have a mound visit from the Pirates.
Looks like that's Zach Corsby. He's coming out to talk to his pitcher, Downing.
Usually when the head coach comes out, talks to the pitcher, it usually means we're going to get a change, but I doubt they really want to make a change here in the first inning. You got 2 outs. If you can just induce a ground ball and get out of the inning, I wouldn't risk bringing in a new guy.
And Downing has been their best pitcher. He's only appeared in 4 games. I talked to the coach before the game. He said Downing's had some issues, which is why he hasn't been able to pitch all that often this season, that he's been able to work through.
We also see that Hunter Curley will be taken out in favor for Logan Sauerbry over at third base.
Good to see Logan get into the game as a courtesy runner.
I would imagine Kelly's going to be going.
I would think so. Here's the pitch. Nope. Swung on, fouled off the right-hand side, out of play.
Then again, you do have 2 outs, so if you can get them at second, that'll be the end of the inning. But you do risk, if you don't get Kelly, Sauerbry's probably going to score.
I would think Kelly would be running here, although the Warriors do have a 6-run lead. It might be Coach Jakin not wanting to run up the score. That pitch is taken outside for a ball. Although it's district play, coach, let him run. Here's the pitch from Downing. That ball gets away, and that'll advance Kelly on the pass ball. They called it a wild pitch. Makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike on Shore.
It looks like Jake tried to kind of stick his elbow out into that, but missed him and got away from the catcher, because Jake's standing pretty far in that box.
That ball is hit on the right-hand side, out of play. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shore walked his first time at bat. He came around to score.
As our good friend Taylor Nitz would say, the big deuce. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
And if Justice was batting, it'd be number 22. Got 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, and here's the pitch. That pitch is taken down low. That'll make the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jake Shore is looking forward to going camping and kayaking after the season's over. Boating. That ball gets away from the catcher Jacob. No advance by Sauerbry, but that'll load the bases for Tucker Latterberg. Tucker hit a smash right up the middle his last time at bat. He's 1 for 1. Got an RBI. He's presented with another RBI opportunity here in the first inning.
I think if you're Coach Jakin, you got to be satisfied with what your hitters have produced here in the bottom of the first. They've done a great job of getting on base and getting hits and kind of running their way around the bases. They've scored 6 runs so far in this first inning.
And that was Downing's 60th pitch of the inning. That's a lot of work for an arm. Here's the pitch. A pitch is taken for a strike, for strike 2. Tucker now falls behind. No balls and 2 strikes.
I would definitely be looking for a curveball here, but he might just go heat her up and try to blow it by him.
That ball is hit toward the second baseman, who scoops it up. That's Hangergarden to Low Era to retire the side. So we've got 6 runs on 3 hits. There were 3 Pirate errors. We will head to the bottom of the first inning. Our score is now Wapsie 6, Pirates 0. We'll be back for the second inning here in just a moment.
Sportsmanship means doing what's right, treating your opponent with respect, no matter the score.
The guy across from you works really hard to get to where he's at, so you should respect him, respect all the work he's put in.
It always goes back to the golden rule, you know, treat people how you would like to be treated.
I'm sure if you play sports, you've been around people who are unkind during the sport, but it makes it better and when everybody's kind. You're out there playing a sport, you're out there to have fun. You can still want to win, but always be kind. Remember, that's a human.
Nothing you can say from the stands is going to change the call that they make on the field. No matter how hard you yell at them, they're going to stick with the call on the field. So it doesn't really help much, but what does help is encouraging your team when they're down, when the call doesn't go their way. Instead of yelling at the officials, try to help encourage your team and get them out of the funk that they're in and try and get them in the right direction.
All right, folks, we're back live. We're getting ready for the second inning. Added 2 new sponsors for the postseason baseball. Want to give a thanks to Ozark National Life for your life insurance needs. Talk to Joe or Ryan Pleich from Fairbank. Also, DHK Welding. If you're needing aluminum and stainless steel repair or welding and fabrication, contact Lane Hilsenbeck from Fairbank. I didn't get their phone numbers, but if you guys know who Lane Hilsenbeck is, and the Kleiches, I'm sure. That first pitch is taken for a strike. So due up is Low Era, Check, and Martinez for the Pirates.
Something interesting that we talked about how Wapsie has a very good pitching staff. They do have 10 pitchers that have pitched so far this year. All of them at least have an ERA under 3, except for Jackson Kuhlman. I think he's only played in 3 games, but his ERA is through the roof. So, and he hasn't really pitched since, I think.
He pitched in the Central City game on senior night. I believe he got the save in that game. That pitch is called strike 3 for the first out of the inning.
But I guess a plus to having so many pitchers is you're going to have a good pitching staff because every game is somebody different. No team is ever going to see the same guy twice.
Yep, that'll bring up Harley Check. He is their center fielder. Harley's got a 195 batting average, which is second on the team. He's got a 340 on-base percentage. He fouls that first pitch off. Falls behind 0-1. He swings and misses for strike 2.
He is also the team's hits leader with, Shane, you want to guess how many hits he has?
Hey, I got it right in front of me.
Oh, dang. 8.
That pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. So Curley quickly gets 2 outs in the inning. That'll bring up Xander Martinez. He is the Pirates shortstop. He's only a freshman. He leads the team in the category. Do you know what that is?
I would imagine with how far he's standing in on the plate, it's got to be hit by pitches, right? Am I wrong?
No, RBIs. He's got 7 RBIs.
Oh, I got that right in front of me, too.
You had your hat covering it. That's why I asked you.
I wasn't gonna cheat.
Here's a pitch. Swung on, fouled straight back. So I did like I normally do. I went around to the visitors' team and asked the players who their favorite professional team was and their favorite athlete. Xander's, the Cubs. He's a Cubs fan.
I see a lot of those around the Midwest.
But his favorite player was Jason Tatum. Do you know who Jason Tatum is?
Small forward for the Celtics.
Aha. Very good. I didn't think you knew anything about basketball, even though you call it.
I don't watch it, but I do not watch the NBA whatsoever, but I do know at least a little bit about pretty much all sports.
Wapsie fans are familiar with Zach Favors. He does play-by-play for wrestling and basketball. He's done a fine job. Favors is hoping to get into broadcasting after his high school days are over. And you just finished up your junior high baseball season, right?
Yes.
How'd that go for you?
I don't remember what my stats were, but I think I only struck out 1 time the whole year, and it was a pretty good year overall for all of us. But team finished, I think we only had 3 losses on the year to 3 pretty good teams that we faced. But overall, really good year for all of us. So, and this team, the Wapsie team, they're all really young. I mean, we have 5 seniors this year, but we have a lot of juniors next year that'll be seniors, and then the sophomores and freshman class, as well as the 8th grade class, is going to be really good. So.
Well, we got 4 seniors.
Is it 4?
4. That's all right. Moises Hernandez is now at bat. Xander, he drew a walk. He swings and misses. Makes the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Moises' favorite team, though, is the Red Sox. Favorite athlete, Alex Verdugo.
Alex Verdugo.
Verdugo, thank you.
Right fielder for the Boston Red Sox.
He's a young player, very talented. 2 balls and 1 strike. Moises doesn't have a hit yet this season. He's drawn 1 walk. That pitch is taken upstairs for a ball. This is the only thing you don't want to do with the Pirate hitters. You don't want to draw, or you want to throw strikes is what you need to do. And Curley has ran this count up to 3 balls and 1 strike.
He started off the inning really well. 2 straight strikeouts. And felt like he was cruising through this inning. Looked like he was going to get out of it pretty quick, but a walk and a 3-1 count later, and he has a chance, but 2 runners on.
Well, hopefully we don't see 2 runners on. Curley needs to go right after him here. Here's the pitch. There it is. 75 mile an hour right over the part of the plate for a strike.
Surprised I didn't see a swing there, but with him not really having a hit so far this year, and he probably hasn't made very good
Swung on and missed for strike 3. So that'll do it for the top of the 2nd inning for the Pirates. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. Babers, I'll give you a chance to finish your thoughts here.
So I think Hunter Curley, he's done a pretty good job. His pitch count's relatively low for what it is, and he was able to find a way to get out of the inning. But these Postville hitters, they gotta find a way to make contact. If you put the ball in play, good things will happen. That's what a lot of coaches say. You just gotta put the ball in play, good things will happen. So if they can keep putting the ball in play, some good things are bound to happen.
Very good. All right, also want to give a shout out to VanDaele Insurance in Fairbank. They can help you with auto, home, health, life, crop, and commercial insurance. Talk to Amber or Chad VanDaele or any one of their fine agents. Costa Sports Bar and Grill in Fairbank. If you're looking for a nice place to watch the game or take the family out for dinner, they do it all at Costa Sports Bar and Grill. Stop in and say hi to Benny and Nita. They're terrific people, and they run a great business in Fairbank. We'll be back for All right, we're back live. Jackson Kuhlman's now at the plate for the Warriors. Kuhlman is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time at bat. Takes that first pitch upstairs. Kuhlman shared with me that as soon as this season's over, he's going to go work for his new employer, K&W Electric. He's going to be an electrician. That pitch is swung on and missed. He might have got a piece of it, but it goes for a strike. Kuhlman has been struggling at the plate the last couple of weeks, but he's been one of the better hitters for the Warriors all season long. Takes that pitch inside for a ball. He's hit 12 doubles this season, so he's got some power. I remember one of Kane Schmitz's favorite moments about Jackson Kuhlman was when he hit a home run back in junior high. He fouls that one straight back over our heads. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I will say you do have to have some ridiculous power if you're going to hit a home run in junior high.
He hit it in Applington at Applington Parkersburg schools.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense because I was gonna say this field is pretty big for a junior high field.
He swings and misses for strike 3. So that's the first out of the inning. Downing is still in pitching for the Pirates. That was his 67th pitch. Brings up Briar Bellis. Briar walked his first time at bat. I never did hear from Ryan if he got those Cubs tickets lined up for Briar yet, because that's his plans. Takes that first pitch for a ball. Not yet. Is he going to get one for Justice too? Because that's his plans. I went around asking the boys what their plans were after baseball, and both my son and Ryan's son, Briar, said that they were going to a Cubs game. Unbeknownst to their dads, they're going to a Cubs game. So maybe they're just going together. They got the tickets already bought. I don't know who's driving. Can Briar drive? The count's now 3 balls and no strikes. Briar's got a golden opportunity here to either look for nothing but a hit or draw a walk. That pitch is taken for a strike.
I think we definitely see that lower pitch and also kind of the outside pitch has been called more of a strike tonight. And then in the first game, it was more of kind of the same. That lower and that outside pitch was being called a strike.
That pitch is hit up toward the left fielder, and it gets past the left fielder dove for it. That would be Navarro. Bellis is just flying around the bases. He's going to get to third for a sliding triple.
And you saw Briar sliding to third. He almost slid over the bag, was able to hold on. You slide really well on turf fields. That's why you see a lot of our faster guys. They will just glide over the turf.
That's his first triple of the season. That'll bring up Blake Hesse. Blake is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time at bat. Hesse's got golfing plans after the season's over. Takes that first pitch outside for a ball.
I've been golfing with Hesse 1 or 2 times, and I will say if he wants to golf, he's got to work on his game a little bit.
There's a pitch from Downing, taken upstairs for ball 2. I'll make sure I share that with Blake.
I don't know if you want to do that. I don't know if I want to get in trouble.
Blake has drawn 6 walks so far this season. He hits that ball deep left center. Back goes the left fielder, and he makes the catch. But tagging on the play is Bellis, and he will score standing up for a sacrifice fly.
I will say, if you're Hesse on that, you could not be mad because that ball was crushed. And the left fielder is playing a little bit further back to the wall than most left fielders that we usually see play here. So with Blake just absolutely hammering that ball, the left fielder had plenty of time to get to it because he was already playing so far back.
That was Carter Navarro making the play. I was a little surprised that he was in position because that ball had gap written all over it. Carter fouls that first pitch off for a strike. But Hesse gets the job done. That's his 27th RBI. And his first sacrifice fly of the season. That pitch is taken up and in for a ball. There are now 2 outs in the inning. Downing's done a little better job in this inning, limiting the base runners. That pitch is taken down low for ball 2. Makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Manny Hebner's on deck. Here's the pitch from Downing. Swung on and missed for strike 2.
I will say most teams, when they come to the middle of nowhere, Iowa, to play Wapsie Valley, there's 3 things you're going to notice. 1, Wapsie is a really good hitting team. They've always have that. They've always been kind of a better hitting team than most of the teams in their conference, as well as the fact that they're gonna pitch well. Coach Jenkins has had one of his best pitching years out of the, I don't know how many years he's been here. But the third and final thing you're going to notice is Wapsie is a very subpar defensive team. They haven't played a lot of good defense, but they've played defense enough to where they're one of the more kind of middle of the pack defensive teams in the conference.
Well, Harder is unable to advance on the drop third strike, and he did a little dance with the catcher, but he was tagged out. So that's the third out of the inning. Warriors score 1 run on 1 hit. No Pirate errors. 1 runner left on base. So our score is I'll save the 40 pitch thing for you. Go ahead. All right, we've got a pitching change for the Warriors. Tyler Shore comes in. He's got a 1-3 record. He's got a 291 earned run average in just 21.2 innings pitched. So Hunter Curley's night's done after a couple of innings.
And if you're wondering why kind of Hunter Curley has been taken out after just 2 innings, he's only thrown 32 pitches. So the thing about this is the Iowa High School Athletic Association has this rule to where pitchers can only throw 40 pitches max if they want to have to, once they throw that 41st pitch, they have to wait 2 days before they can pitch again.
Yep, that's correct. So that'll keep Hunter Curley available for Wednesday night if he's needed, since he didn't surpass the 40 pitch mark.
And that's kind of a strategy you see out of some of these teams. They like to manage their pitchers and how they want to save them for certain games where they have to, like Tucker Latterberg. He's probably our team's ace. You see a lot of that pitch managing with him because you want to save him for those big games where he needs to pitch.
He's run the count with 3 balls and no strikes on Minikue. And there is a strike called.
And there's kind of a difference you'll see when we do some softball games. Softball has no limit, and that's basically because of the different motions that pitchers have. Baseball, it puts a lot more strain on your shoulder than, say, a sport like softball where you come underhand.
Minicue's looking for a walk here, but the umpire called it a strike. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Minicue's got 3 hits on the season. He's batting .158. Got 3 hits in 19 at-bats. That pitch is way outside for a ball, so he did get his walk. That's his first walk of the season. He told me his favorite professional team is the Browns. Nick Chubb is his favorite player.
Running back, yep.
Yep, the running back.
You're not going to see too many Browns fans from Iowa,
Nope,
I'll tell you that.
won't. That's the first time I've heard it this season. That'll bring up Cedric Navarro. He's only an 8th grader. Here's the pitch. It's taken for a ball, and he's thrown out trying to steal.
Great throw
So
by
Latterberg to Justice Kelly for the putout.
Yeah, and you see that catcher change from Jake Shore to Tucker Latterberg, and there's a reason behind that. Tucker probably has the better arm. because he pitches a lot, so naturally Tucker's probably going to have that better, faster throw. But Jake is a very good defensive catcher. You do not see too many balls get by Jake.
Cedric has got 2 hits on the season and 20 at-bats. He said his favorite professional team is the Lakers. But guess who his favorite player is? Favorite athlete?
LeBron.
That's what I thought. No.
Is it
Complete opposite of LeBron. I guess I shouldn't say complete opposite. I mean, it wouldn't be your typical Laker fan favorite player. He's no longer in the league. That pitch is taken for a strike for strike 3.
Is it Carmelo Anthony?
His favorite player is Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So that'll bring up the top of their lineup. Sam Jacobs, he's 0 for 1. He's another Cubs fan, but his favorite player is the Bears quarterback.
Justin Fields?
Justin Fields. That pitch is taken upstairs for a ball. There are now 2 outs in the inning.
I would tell you, most Bears fans that you'll see around here, that's probably their favorite player because that's about the only good thing happening in Chicago right now, especially with the Bears.
Be quiet, you.
They did just get DJ Moore.
What's your favorite team? Don't tell me. Packers, Vikings?
Not in the Central.
No?
It's out west.
Out west. Rams?
No.
49ers?
No.
Raiders?
No.
No?
NFC.
Huh?
NFC West. Seahawks.
Okay, the Seahawks. Trashing my Bears. How dare you?
That's my dad's favorite team.
We're going to be good one of these days, one of these years.
If 85 ever rolls back around.
Here's the pitch. Taken upstairs for ball 4. So that's a 2-out walk issued by Shore. And that'll bring up Cedric Navarro. I'm sorry, Carter Navarro. There's 2 Navarros in the lineup. One's Cedric, the other's Carter. I'm guessing they're brothers. I did forget to ask. Carter struck out his first time at bat. He takes strike 1.
I think Tyler Shore, he's done a great job so far. He's throwing them over the plate. They're just a little bit too high to be called strikes. So if he can bring them down just a little bit, it's probably that release point. But looks like he's going to get out of it.
That ball was popped in the air. Kuhlman was able to make the grab to retire the Pirates in the top of the 3rd inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left. 1 runner left on base. Our score remains Warriors 7, Pirates 0.
The video.
Okay, we're back. All right, we're back for the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 up, for the Warriors. Manny Hebner, Hunter Curley, and back to the top, Justice Kelly. Hebner drew a walk his first time at bat. He bunts that first pitch. It's going to get back to the pitcher, Downing, who throws over to first to retire Hebner. Right idea, just wrong spot.
Yeah, I would imagine if he hits that more down the third baseline or even more down the first baseline, he's probably safe at first.
The only place he didn't want to hit it was right back to the pitcher. But I like the idea of putting pressure on this Pirate defense. They're not a good team defensively. They average almost 4 errors a game.
I think for Wapsie, you got to make them make quick decisions. Because if they make that quicker decision, they maybe rush a throw, you're going to get on base on an error.
So Tyler Shore is now batting for the Warriors because he did come in for Hunter Curley. On the season, he's looking for his first varsity hit. He swings and misses on that one. He's only had 4 at-bats. He has drawn 3 walks. So he's been able to get on base. In fact, he's driven in 2 runs. Takes that pitch outside for ball 2. So Tyler is just an 8th grader. He's the younger brother of Jake Shore. And here's the pitch, taken way outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Tyler has had a good season in JV hitting. I know he's got a really strong batting average. I want to say it's well over 300. And here's the pitch from Downing. That pitch is taken for a strike.
Now, I think 3-2, you got to be looking fastball. I doubt Downing is going to risk it throwing a curveball because you definitely don't want to have a leadoff walk. So I would imagine if you're Tyler, be sell out to Heater.
Here's a pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So that'll bring up the top of the lineup. Justice Kelly. Justice is 1 for 1. He took a walk his last time at bat. Justice will need to get a 2-out rally going here if the Warriors want to score. Takes that first pitch upstairs. 77 mile an hour on that. So Downing hasn't slowed down at all.
Yeah, I think from what we heard in the scouting report, he said he was going to be low 80s, I believe, or was that a different guy?
So I was talking to him before the game. That pitch is inside for a ball. And I asked Downing, I'm like, how fast do you throw? And he goes, pretty slow. The guy next to him said, he throws mid-80s. So who knows who to believe? I haven't seen 80s yet.
You got to pick your teammate up, right?
I think that's what he was doing.
Yeah, because if the latter is true and he does throw mid-80s, he's definitely not on it tonight because he's throwing around 77, 78, maybe a little bit lower, 76. But he's been able to sustain that through 3 long innings. He's already going to be over 90 pitches. This is his 91st pitch, so...
He threw almost 70 pitches. Oh, there's a smash base hit for Justice Kelly into left field for his 2nd hit of the game.
Should be a 2-out single. Bring up Jake Shore.
Justice came into this game 3rd in all classes in state in singles. He's number 1 in Class 1A.
He's got to have a sky-high on-base percentage, right? Yeah.
On base, it's over 500 now.
That
pitch, Justice Kelly is going on that pitch, so he'll get a stolen base. That'll go for his 14th stolen base of the season.
What really surprises me is the fact that he leads Class 1A, correct, in singles?
Yep, Class 1A in singles.
And his on-base percentage doesn't even lead our team.
No, that'd be Ladderberg.
So that just tells you kind of how good this team is at hitting. They've really shown it over the past few weeks. They're playing good baseball at the right time.
The Warriors' top 3 hitters are some of the best in the state. You got Jake Shore, who's batting .376. Takes that pitch up and in for a ball. He's over. Nope, he doesn't have an official. He's walked twice so far in this game. Jake has been one of the Wapsie's best hitters for the last couple of years. He hits that one toward the shortstop. He picks it up, and that ball gets away from the first baseman, Loera. Kelly was running on the play, so he'll score. So that'll go as an error. I'm guessing that's going to be E6. That error will go to Martinez.
And we did hear when the Class 1A rankings came out, one of the comments on Wapsie Valley's ranking, it says, this squad has been playing great baseball lately, and we can see them winning the sub-state and making it to Merchants Park. They have been playing really good baseball at the right time for sure.
That ball is hit high and deep on the left field side, but it's going to go foul. Latterberg got a hold of that one, but he just got a little ahead of it. He pulled it a little too far, but it had home run distance.
Yeah, for sure. That ball was hammered to deep left. Just
Babers is if Latterberg gets a hold of one, I'm going to talk right over you.
And Jake Shore did steal on the pitch, so we'll see if he goes again. He's got a pretty decent lead out there at second. He will not take off as that's up and in.
Looked like a brushback pitch there from Downing after he almost drilled that pitch out of the park. That comment you made, that was on the, was it iState website?
Yeah, it's a Class 1A ranker said that.
1A ranker. Shore goes. That ball's hit right up the middle and through for a hit. Shore's going to easily score. Give Latterberg another RBI. That's his second hit of the game. So Justice and Tucker will remain tied for third in Class 1A in total hits.
As Dana will come back in again to take Tucker's spot on first base. It looks like we're going to get a change, I believe. Yeah, they will make a change.
So Coach Corsby is coming in, and he's talked to his pitcher, but I think he's going to leave him in.
Yeah, again, you got 2 outs, so if you can get a induce a ground ball or something and just get out of the inning, it'll be great. He's about to reach 100 pitches, and I think the max is 110 for him.
So he's got 11 more pitches. And Kuhlman is 0 for 2. He struck out both times. That pitch is taken outside, but Dana takes off for second, and he's going to easily steal second base. That is Dana's third stolen base on the season. Go ahead, Zach.
A little bit of a caveat with this pitch count type deal is if you are, let's say you're at 109 pitches, but you're starting a new at-bat, you get to continue that at-bat as long as you are in for the game. So let's say Downing is at 109 pitches, he comes up, he has to face Tucker. Let's say they have a 7-pitch at-bat. Well, he finishes with 116, yet it's still legal because he is able to finish the at-bat that he started.
That ball is fouled straight back, making our count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, that is correct. If they get up to their pitch limit and they're still in an at-bat, they can finish that at-bat.
But once that at-bat is finished, yes, you do have to take them out because they have reached their limit. So
that pitch is taken up and in for ball 3. Makes the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Or the 2-2.
I believe it's 2-2, yeah.
It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. That'll do it for the Warriors. They did score 2 more runs on 2 more hits. No errors. Actually, there was 1 Pirate error. Our score is now Warriors 9, Pirates 0. We'll be back for the top of the 4th inning in just a moment.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
right, we're back for the top of the fourth inning. The Pirates have Handgartner, Low Era, and Check due up. Handgartner is 0 for 1 in the game. He struck out in his first time at bat. His favorite team is the Cubs. That ball is driven to left field, and that's going to be caught on a nice diving play by Mason Harder. Harder's been terrific in the outfield this season. Absolutely terrific. Really, the Warriors have had some very good outfield play because Bellis has been outstanding in center. And between Hebner and Kuhlman, they've gotten the job done. Or Shore. Shore is a great outfielder as well in right field when he's not behind the plate. So that'll bring up Loera. Loera is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time at bat. He told me his favorite teams is a Midwest team. Can you guess it? He hits that ball up in the air. Harder makes a play again.
Can you give me a sport, or do I just have
football?
Football? Okay, so
Midwest.
It's got to be NFC North. So I'm guessing it's either the Vikings.
Nope.
Packers.
Nope. The
Lions.
Chiefs.
Oh, that's right.
Kansas City Chiefs. And his favorite player is not Mahomes.
Kelsey?
It'd be Kelsey. Good guess. That ball skied up in the air toward the right fielder. Shore will get under it and make the play. So that was a quick inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. We're now going to head to the home half of the fourth inning. Score remains Warriors 9, Pirates 0. We'll be back here in just a moment.
Hitters are not hitting particularly well against him. 247 is not a good average, but it definitely ain't the worst I've seen.
Hesse fouls that one straight back, evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hesse is 0 for 1 in the game, but he drove in an RBI on a sacrifice fly his last at bat.
But one thing we have noticed about Handgartner is, and the fact that I've kind of watched some of their film over the time, but he does not throw hard whatsoever.
That ball is smashed to the third baseman who drops it. He picks it back up and skies it over the first baseman's head for an error. Hesse will advance to second base.
Like we said, Handgartner will average, I think he just throws a fastball, and he averages it around 59 to around 60. I think his highest was 62 that he's thrown, but definitely not a flamethrower at all.
That error will be handed to Hernandez, who is playing third base for the Pirates.
How many errors do you think they got? Count them on your hand. Say that.
That pitch is hit toward the right field, and that's going to be down for a base hit. Rounding first, heading to second is Harder. He's going to slide in for a double and drives in Hesse from second base. So that's the 10th run for the Warriors.
And I will say, with Harder being a righty, that right fielder was not towards the right field line too much. So that was what kind of gave Harder that way to go to second, because it was just a bloop right over the first baseman's head to shallow right field, and he was able to turn it into 2.
And what was nice about Harder is that he did not hesitate. He rounded first and went to second with no hesitation. And that gave him a double easily. The first pitch is taken upstairs. Manny Heebner's now at the plate. He's 0 for 1. He's drawn a walk, scored. The count's now even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That pitch is taken on the outside corner for a strike. That ball was 60 miles an hour. So, yeah, he doesn't throw very hard.
That's what I throw for a comparison.
So it's hard to tell if it's an off-speed pitch or his fastball. That pitch is popped up in the air. The first baseman camps under it, and Loero will make the play.
I think that's kind of what his strategy is. It's pitch to contact. Get pop-ups, get deep ground balls to your infielders. And we've said that Postville is not the best defensive team. They've made 5 errors so far tonight, but if they can make the plays they need to, pitching to contact is not the worst idea.
Looks like they've got the infield drawn in for some reason. There's no runner on third base.
Might have been in the scouting report. You never know.
That could be.
Because
he's only Tyler Shore is only an 8th grader.
The varsity at bats Tyler hasn't been very strong contact, but he's a very good contact hitter. I will say that
That pitch is fouled straight back. Go ahead.
He's definitely good at putting the bat on the ball. So maybe they want to capitalize on a little dribbler down the line or something like that.
The count's now 1 ball and 1 strike on Tyler Shore. Here's the pitch. Taken outside for ball 2. Tyler's looking forward to going to Florida this summer after baseball's over. That pitch is taken inside for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. The Pirate pitcher's only a sophomore. They are a very young team.
I think only 1 junior, I believe.
I think they've only got 1 senior. He pops that one up in the air, first base side, and Loera will make the catch for out number 3. So that'll do it for the Warriors. They did get a run off of a hit, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. We're going to head to the top of the 5th inning. Our score remains. All right, we're back for the 5th inning. The Pirates are going to need to score a run to keep this game alive. The Warriors are up 10-0. That first pitch is taken upstairs. Xander Martinez is at the plate for the Pirates. He took a walk in his first time at bat. That pitch is swung on and missed for strike one.
You saw Tyler out there throw his hands up. His father was heckling him a little bit, but just some fatherly love, tough love.
That pitch is fouled back. Make the count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I would expect something, maybe like a curveball or a slider from Tyler. He's got really good off-speed pitches, maybe even a changeup. I'd imagine some off-speed's coming.
Here's a pitch from Shore. Off speed, 69 mile an hour.
I believe that was a changeup.
2 balls and 2 strikes now. The Pirate pitchers, or the Wapsie pitchers, are doing exactly what Coach Shakin hoped, and that was force them to hit. Although the count has run full here on Martinez, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And he's going to take, I mentioned that too soon.
Good old announcer's jinx.
Yep. That'll put Martinez on.
If you've been watching our softball broadcast, the one at Denver especially, Taylor Boer, she was throwing a no-hitter through about 5 innings, I believe, or maybe even 6 innings. And then we were 1 out in the 6th inning, and I mentioned that she had a no-hitter going. And 2 seconds later, the next batter hit a double to the gap. So it's the announcer's jinx. It's something that gets us all.
But the Pirates have yet to score. Like I mentioned, they're going to need to score a run to keep this game going, because we are in the 5th inning. The 10-run rule is in effect. Coach Bergman is out to talk to Tyler Shore, probably just to settle him down.
I think if you're Wapsie, you really don't want to use another pitcher, but you want to get this game over now. So you're looking to get 3 quick outs, maybe turn a double play if you get a ground ball. But you definitely don't want to have to use another arm.
I think if he did, he'd probably turn to one of the seniors, either Kelly or Kuhlman, because you're going to want to save those arms for Janesville on Wednesday.
Yeah, or maybe
and the winner of that game will advance to play on Saturday. So there's potential 2 games. Latterberg throws down to first base, but Martinez is able to get back in safely.
We've seen Briar Bellis come in to close out a few games as well. I think he closed out the Alburnett game not too long ago.
That shows bunt, fouls it straight back, making the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Hernandez is 0 for 1.
I think if you're Postville up here, you want to wait until Shore can throw a strike. He hasn't had the best control so far in his outing tonight. So if you can see a few and maybe work a count in your favor, maybe a 2-0 or something like that.
That ball gets away from Kuhlman. So advancing to second is going to be Martinez. Kuhlman wasn't able to get that pickoff move by Shore. That error will go on Shore. I believe it's the Warriors' first error of the game.
But yeah, you definitely want to work a count, try to get a 2-0, maybe even a 3-0 count if you can work it in your favor, because Shore has not shown the best control.
That pitch is taken upstairs for a ball, making the count 2 balls and 1 strike. The Pirates do have a runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit out down to third baseline, but foul.
I think it'd be a really big out for Shore if he can strike him out here.
Would like to thank everyone for tuning in to our live stream tonight. That pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. So that's the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Minikue. Minikue is, he's walked his first time at bat.
So now if you're Wapsie, you can kind of take a deep breath, relax a little bit. You got 1 out and down, 2 more to go, but still got to pay attention to that runner on second.
Boy, he swung at that pitch way over his head for strike 1. Minicue started as the DH. He was the designated hitter for the pitcher, Downing. Downing hasn't had a varsity at bat this season. He doesn't hit. But now he is in the game playing second base now that Downing is out. That pitch is taken outside for a ball. Making the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Shore. Taken for strike 2. Making the count 1 ball and 2 strike.
Looks like we'll see a curveball here.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 68-mile-an-hour fastball. That could have been a curveball.
I mean, I believe it was a fastball because I think Shore's been averaging around that 70-mile-an-hour mark.
Cedric Navarro's now at the plate. He's 0 for 1. He represents the Pirates' final chance to score in this inning. Takes that first pitch upstairs for a ball. There's now 2 outs in the inning. It's unofficial yet, but we're expecting the game to be right back here Wednesday night. We have seen some emails suggesting that if Wapsie did win this game, we would get to host the second round. So we're hoping that takes place. Here's a pitch. Swung on, hit high up in the air into left field. Harder is under it and makes the play to retire the side. So the Warriors win. Final score 10-0. This is the Warriors' first time hosting a district game under our brand new lights. Beautiful night for baseball. And Postville was no hit. They finished with no hits. They walked 4 times, struck out 8 times. While for Wapsie Valley, they scored 10 times on 7 hits. Walked 6, struck out 6. Winning pitcher will be Hunter Curley. Hunter is now 2-1 on the season. Tyler Shore pitched 3 innings. He should qualify for the save, which would be his, I believe, his second on the season. Yep, that's his second on the season. On the Postville side, Downing takes the loss for the Pirates. He will finish at 0-2 on the season. Congratulations to the Postville Pirates on a fine season. They finished their season 0-19. They've got a young team, though. I'm sure they'll be looking for their first victory next year. For Wapsie Valley, they now improved to 22-11. And we'll be 23-11. We'll be back here Wednesday night hosting Janesville. We're hoping we'll be hosting Janesville. We just played Janesville last Thursday night. We lost 4-7. That was at Janesville. So we'll see how things shape up Wednesday night. Again, we're expecting the game to be back here at 7 o'clock. But we'll keep you posted.
Do you want to do it or you want me to do it?
Go ahead. Folks, stay tuned. We're going to have a coach's interview. We'll have Colin Bergman up in the booth to get his thoughts on the game tonight and the thoughts against Janesville. He's the assistant coach for the Warriors. While we're waiting for him, let me run through our sponsors again. This season, live stream is sponsored by Access Systems. They're an Iowa-based company with offices across the state of Iowa and surrounding states. They feature copiers and printers and printing solutions along with IT and phone solutions. They keep offices connected. VanDaele Insurance in Fairbank. They can help you with auto, home, health, life, crop, and commercial insurance. Talk to Amber or Chad VanDaele or any one of their fine agents. Costa Sports Bar and Grill in Fairbank. If you're looking for a nice place to watch the game or take the family out for dinner, they do it all at Costa Sports Bar and Grill. Stop in and say hi to Benny and Anita. They're fine people that own a great business in Fairbank. Our 2 new sponsors for the postseason is Ozark National Life. For your life insurance need, talk to Joe or Ryan Kleitch from Fairbank. Also, DHK Welding. If you are needing aluminum and stainless steel repair or welding and fabrication, contact Lane Hilsenbeck from Fairbank. I know Lane Hilsenbeck did a fine job on the Wapsie Valley goalpost on the football field. That was taken apart. And we're going to have Coach Bergman up here in just a moment. Just to run through some of the stats, Justice Kelly finished 2 for 3 in the game. Jake Shore, he didn't get a hit, but he walked twice. He scored twice. Tucker Latterberg also got 2 hits. He got 2 RBIs and 3 at-bats. Coleman was unable to get a hit tonight. He went 0 for 3. Briar Bellis went 1 for 2. He took a walk, scored twice. Blake Hesse went 0 for 2, but he did get an RBI on that sacrifice fly, and he also scored a run. Mason Harder, he got himself a double tonight. He went 2 for 3. He scored a run, drove in a run. Manny Hebner went 0 for 2, but he did get a walk. Scored. They weren't unable to get a hit tonight. We mentioned in the pregame they do struggle to get hits. Their team batting average was only 109 coming into the game. They did walk 4 times. They struck out 8. Their losing pitcher was Kane Downing. He did strike out 6, walk 6. He struggled most of his struggles were in that first inning, where he gave up, I believe, 7 runs? 6 runs in that first inning. He threw like almost 70 pitches in that first inning.
Never looked better. Oh, I'm back.
Coach Collin.
How we doing?
Good. So tell me about the win tonight. What are your guys' thoughts on the victory over the Pirates?
Yeah, that was a good team victory there tonight. But we got a lot of big hits that we've been missing the last couple of weeks in those games. And hey, shout out to Postville. I know coming in, a lot of our guys were looking at their record and think we would just walk through this game pretty easily. Yep. But they came, they battled. Their first pitchers, throwing 77, 78 consistently. Checking out the stats, 27 strikeouts and 13 innings, so we knew it was going to be a battle. And our guys stepped up. We made them throw 62 pitches in the first inning. And with that pitch count rule, that's a big thing to get deep into the bullpen right away.
I believe he finished with 104 pitches with Downing. I did notice you guys were able to save your pitchers tonight. Hunter Curley only threw 32. Talk about your strategy tonight on our pitching side.
Yeah, so with that rain out on Saturday night, we would have 2 more days of rest that we didn't get with our guys. So we want everybody to be available for Janesville because you never know what's going to happen going into that. Maybe you have a guy that just can't find the zone, isn't throwing strikes. So we took Hunter out early. He was pitching well, give him kind of like a bullpen type of day. And a lot of our other guys are going to be throwing bullpens here either before the game or we're going to stay late and throw a couple like Blake and Tucker to make sure their arms are ready to go. And Tyler coming in clutch, getting that last out with the 40th pitch, so he's available Wednesday as well. So we had everything ready, lined up. Couldn't ask for anything better there.
So was that going to be Tyler's last pitch?
We were debating it while it was happening, whether or not we were going to go get him or not. It kind of depended how the pitch looked. If it was a strike, we were going to let him go. If it was a ball, we were going to go get him. So, yeah.
Great. Talk about the hitting tonight. The Warriors finished with 7 hits tonight. They got 6 walks, only struck out 6 times.
7 hits, I feel like even we were hitting the ball hard.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I preach the most when guys come in is hit the ball hard, let them make an error because it's hit hard. Or, you look at Major League Baseball, the harder it's hit, the more likely you are to get on base. It's easy as that. Easier said than done, but and then discipline. A lot of our guys get the first after a walk and they're just so mad, like, oh, I hate walking, but me, it's like that's as good as a single. You're on first base. Like you get guys like Jake and Breyer and all them on first base, and it's a threat for basically a double because they're going to swipe second for us. So, I feel like we put together good at bats, striking out 6 times. Over how many? Do you have how many it was by that first guy? Just out of curiosity.
So yeah, he struck out 6.
He struck out the 6.
Yep.
So, yeah, his trend continued there. 6 in 3 innings. So he, again, striking out 2 an inning, but I feel like we're putting together good at bats in those strikeouts still. I feel like up and down the lineup we looked good tonight. It was good.
And it's funny you mentioned about the on base percentages, because almost every Wapsie hitter is well over 300 for an on base percentage. In fact, a lot of them are close to 400. You've got Tucker Latterberg leading the team with a 522 on base percentage. So you're right. If they're not getting hits, they're definitely getting on base. That's an impressive stat up and down the lineup.
And that on base percentage doesn't show reach on air either, which
Yep.
I feel like Jake probably reaches on air more than anybody because he hits it so hard. It's, sometimes the fielders surprised to field it and then they panic, feel like they throw it right away. And,
Right.
Make a mistake at first like tonight.
So, Janesville.
That's right.
We lost to them last Thursday, 4-7. They didn't exactly throw their best pitcher at us, and we struggled. We struggled to hit. We struggled to score runs. What are your thoughts on Wednesday night? Because I think they're probably going to throw some better pitching at us.
So watching, being able to watch the game before us, they're playing Duncan, and we were able to see some of the pitchers they threw. And, the second guy, Hoosier, he went over, so we know we won't be seeing him. But you look at the second guy Postville brought in, he was, in their stat-wise, they were down further, and we struggled.
Right.
That fourth inning, I feel like we struggled at the plate. So, and the first guy, I feel like we put together a quality at bat. So the better the pitching, it's usually when we come out and perform better. We kind of perform to the pitcher a little bit sometimes, which is a little frustrating as a coach, but I've been able to see a couple of those other guys pitch before in the past. It was a year ago, 6 months ago, stuff like that.
Yep.
But we're ready to roll. We saw some of their tendencies tonight. That was what was nice, being able to watch the game before us. So we're going to come in with a game plan and try to execute.
Make sure Coach Jakin waves at the camera. He just got done with his interview with K-Way. 99.3 is right next to me. But finish your thoughts, Mr. Bergman.
Yeah, that's right. So just watching that game, see some of the tendencies. They had a guy, I think he was about 5th or 6th in the order, that hit a big 3-run homer. So,
right.
Their lineup is deep. They're going to be tough out. They're going to be tough out for sure. And I see a lot of our guys like to look ahead to games sometimes. Even tonight, you look ahead and see, now we're going to play Jason. No, you still got to go out and execute today, one game at a time. Everybody's 0-0. Now we're lucky to be 1-0. And Wednesday night going for the 2-0.
One of the things that I noticed about the Janesville pitchers tonight is they threw a lot of curveballs. And I don't know if that's what we're going to see from Wednesday night pitchers, but it was a lot different from the pitcher they threw at us last Thursday, because he was just mainly throwing. He was throwing curveballs too.
A lot of those expected 0-2 counts is when you would see it. But I wonder if sometimes that's the pitcher dependent as well. Like we have some of our guys, like Tyler tonight. He has a really good curveball. It's something better than his fastball, so we'll throw that a little bit more. And then they've also played Duncan twice already, so maybe there's something that they beat him with earlier in the year and saw and noticed. So you can't just go in expecting curveball at you. You just got to go in with a plan. You're ready to attack.
And we need to play good defense, because Coach Jakin always, every time I ask him for the keys to the game, he's always talking about defense. And it seems like, if Wapsie can avoid that one big inning, that one big error, we win most of our games. Well, in that Janesville game, we had that huge error, and that led to a huge first inning. And that really set the tone for the game for the Warriors. We were never able to fully recover from that. At least that's from my point of view. What are your thoughts on that as well?
Yeah, me and Tom, we were reflecting on that game, and we had error with, I think it was 2 outs, bases loaded maybe. We had throwing error from a guy who you expect to throw everything perfectly. So when he has an error, you're a little shocked, but
that'd be my son, Justice.
Yeah. But after that, if we get that out, then they only score 1 run. Blake's out of the inning, therefore you can kind of regroup himself, back in the dugout, kind of like just breathe a little bit, kind of settle into his zone. And ever since first pitch in the game, he hit the first guy. He never really was able to get in the zone. He likes to work fast, like out of the windup, and he was immediately thrown into the stretch. So he wasn't able to settle in. But as long as we don't hit the first batter on the first pitch, I think we'll have a better idea.
Yep. Well, hey, go Warriors! We've completed our first step in our goal toward the state tournament, or being district champions. But we got Janesville Wednesday night. So get the team ready for us, and we'll be back here Wednesday night, hopefully right here.
I believe so. It's not confirmed yet, but from what I'm hearing is it should be a home game for us. But if it's not here, it'll be at Southwind. So it's one of the 2 locations.
Okay.
We're hoping for a home game, obviously.
Yeah, we certainly are, and we're planning on having that live stream available for you guys. We are looking for more sponsors. The state of the Iowa High School Athletic Association does charge us to live stream. So if you're out there and you'd like to make a donation, or if you would like to become a sponsor, reach out to Brett Bergman, not Colin, or you can reach out to Colin. Colin will take your money. I know that. But yeah, hopefully we'll have that for you Wednesday night. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to the Wapsie Valley Athletic page on Facebook. I know Blake Brewer is really good about keeping those announcements out there, and we'll let everybody know. But we are planning on being here Wednesday night, and we are planning on doing a live stream. So that'll wrap things up here at Wapsie Valley Field. Again, our final score, Wapsie Valley 10, Pirates 0. Go Warriors. We'll see everybody Wednesday night. Thank you, everybody.